Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? Good morning. It's Friday, baby. We made it. You made it. You made it, guys. You made it. Yo, random mode time all the way, or already, by the way. All the way. Already, by the way. Random mode. Get them in there. Good morning. What's up? Yeah. Dude, I think we're probably going to end up finishing, Disco Elysium. I've, gotten myself in the, a little bit of some tribute mode here to our character of Raphael Ambrosius Pasteau, aka Harry Dubois, if you will, for the last of our playthrough. Yeah. So, if you couldn't tell. So we will we'll do the news, obviously, as we do, and then we will get into day 12 of Disco Elysium. Cool. I'm not sure what we're doing next. Again, be prepared for the stream to be down for the last half of next week. I'll be out of town. We're doing some Thanksgiving festivities with family out of town. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and probably Sunday, the stream will be down. So I'm sorry. It's never fun for me. It always feels a bit bad. But, you know, time with family is important, and that's what it'll be. So I think what we're going to do is start up Breath of the Wild the Monday after I get back. So I think that's going to be my play. But we need to figure out what we're going to play between this weekend and finishing up Disco Elysium and me leaving to go on holiday before we come back and start Breath of the Wild. So we'll talk about that. We'll figure it out while we play games today, okay? Hope everybody's doing well. Again, happy Friday, okay? And let's go ahead and get over here and get into this video gaming news segment. Cool? By the way, BPM soundtrack, amazing. Indie dev, great game. Great game. If you like FPS games or roguelike games or rhythm-based games, it is all of that. And it's amazing. Great art style as well. And an amazing soundtrack. That's what we were listening to this morning. BPM. All right? Let's get into this gaming news stuff. Let's go. Let's go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, you like it? You like it? You're liking the Modern Warfare 2.0 stuff? Cool. Wick is not a fan. Wick is not a fan of it. You'll have to let me know your critique or your review, gamer, after you get a bit of time in it. Let me know what you think. Excuse me. Yuji Naka has reportedly been arrested as part of the Square Enix insider trading investigation. Youch. We'll talk about that. The PC Gaming Show we watched, right? There was a lot of stuff. There's a number of those titles that I wish listed, some that I probably should have wish listed that I was maybe a bit too busy chatting it up with you guys, which is fine. We'll still get them. It's not a big deal. I like talking with you guys, so we're good. We saw some cool stuff, though. It was a good showcase yesterday. It was pretty neat. Pretty good stuff. Yeah, World of Warcraft and other Blizzard games are going to be pulled from China. That's because Blizzard is no longer going to be in collaboration with NetEase. So that's why Blizzard was having are able to get so many of their games published in China in the first place. Now, if you recall, Blizzard had a really, really tough time getting Diablo Immortal published in China in the first place. And it was through NetEase, but it was China's gaming regulations and stuff that threw in some big issues. But they are no longer going to be collaborating with NetEase, which is why this kind of stuff is going to be happening. So we already knew that this was going to be occurring. We've seen some more recent news about it. It is actually taking effect now. So I don't know at this point. It doesn't seem like Blizzard games are going to continue to be able to be accessed in China. So I'm sure Blizzard's trying to figure something out on that front. But at the same time, China's government has been really, really tough on regulations for gaming, especially over the past couple of years. And it's not only like American developers or developers outside of China trying to publish their games in China. It's actually Chinese developers that are trying to get out of China as well because of it. So we'll see what happens moving forward, and we'll keep track of it, okay? How are you today, by the way, gamer? What's up, dude? My dude. I mean, here's some news about the same thing. Tencent got its first gaming license since these. So here it looks like the Chinese government um, pushed out 70 licenses. Okay, word. Cool, buddy. Cool. Um, but this is like the first time they've actually, and this is the first time. Look, this is the first time Tencent has got a gaming license from the government, Chinese government, in a year and a half. So that should give you an idea. With Tencent being the biggest, if not one of the biggest, gaming developers and publishers in China, is not getting a license to release a single title. This is not a license to go ahead and release titles that they have backlogged ready for release. This is a license to release a title. See, for Metal Slug Awakening. Um, that could just give you a really good idea of this bottleneck that has been created by the Chinese government for game developers and publishers within that country. It is a significant obstacle for these companies to get anything pushed out. Um, Quite often, what you'll see is these licenses will only get released about every 3 to 4 months. So about maybe roughly 3 times a year is what you can bet on. 3 times a year, the Chinese government will release these licenses to various developers, and it's not very many in the grand scheme of things. 70 is about the highest I've seen so far. Usually it's roughly in the range of about 30 to 40, I think. And it's spread across all these developers and publishers waiting on with these backlogs of games, these significant backlogs of games that they're trying to push out. And China's just like, nope. So, I don't know. It's kind of crazy, man. Again, that's why you see a lot of companies not wanting to do business in China anymore in the gaming industry. They want out of there. Feel like I have an eyelash. Sorry, guys. Ooh. See this? We probably saw this yesterday during the gaming showcase that we watched, but yeah, we'll touch on it again in case anybody missed it. Okay, Rogue Trader looks like it could be very cool. It's developed by Owlcat, which, correct me if I'm wrong, that's the same developer behind the Pathfinder games, right? So I think that it's a pretty safe bet to say that if they are designed in a very similar manner to the Pathfinder games, there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be on one side or the other of these games. The Pathfinder games tend to have individuals that either really, really, really enjoy them or people that don't care for them very much at all. There's not a lot of middle ground there, from what I understand, for the Pathfinder games. And if Owlcat has developed Rogue Trader with some of the very same mechanics, even though it's a little bit of a different game, we already know it could be the same kind of situation there for gamers. But we'll see. We'll read this, okay? Ubisoft makes one of its best games 100% free. Take a look. Mamzara. Good morning, my friend. How are you? You been up since 2 with that puppy or what? Dude, I almost called that, didn't I? I almost called that. yo, you got 2 weeks off after today, though. So, happy Friday. All right, happy Friday. Um, New Xbox Game Pass games include fourth highest rated game of the year. Is that game this year? Yeah, what are we talking about here? Okay, we'll take a look. We'll take a look. Next, yeah, free Epic Game Store titles. Yeah. So I talked about this yesterday. I'll just go ahead and bring it back up real quick. That way we don't have to go through these articles really. But check it out. The new free games actually already hit on Epic, right? So we've got Dark Deity, Evil Dead the game, and then next week we got Star Wars Squadrons. Okay? Now, there will probably be a second game that gets announced as well. There almost always is. So we'll keep track. And as soon as we hear what the next game might be, I will make sure to let everybody know. Okay? You can also get a Rumbleverse cheerleader pack right now. All right? So if you're into playing Rumbleverse, go grab yourself some free cosmetics. Get yourself some pom-poms, some nice little pigtails, and a megaphone, and go beat up some people as a cheerleader. Cool? But I'm actually kind of interested in seeing what this Evil Dead game is like. We might play this weekend. Anybody want to play? We'll see. This game only came out in May. It hasn't been out very long. I'm actually surprised that it's already gone free on Epic. But I might check it out this weekend. We'll see. Sonic Frontiers is being review bombed by angry fans. Interesting. Let's see what's going on there. Xbox Series S is being discounted to about $250 for the holidays. I'm not going to dive into this. Look, it is sell time. Just understand that. It is time for tech sales, gaming sales, sales, sell. Okay? Sell this week with a puppy and work is hitting hard. I bet. You're going to deal well with having 2 weeks off, I'm sure. Hopefully that'll get you sorted a little bit before you have to go back to work. Again, look, I think the best thing you can do is just keep your eyes peeled for sales on whatever kinds of items you're in the market to be buying right now. I promote this site quite often. I'm going to throw this in chat for you. Slick Deals is an amazing site for finding any kind I can't type Xbox. Type it in. Boom. List of Xbox deals, right? The ones with the flame, it means that it's kind of one of the higher rated kind of deals right now. The more thumbs up they have. This is a community driven website. Look, 160. That's amazing, right? This is this is the $250. I don't think it's US only. I'm not sure. You might have to check. But I don't think it's US only. I am not positive though. I'm not positive. You might have to look around and see. A lot of it's like online retailers and stuff too. So usually if especially for Canada and things like that too, it would be like if it is something that you could find at a store in the US, you could probably get it in Canada as well. I don't know. That's something I probably need to check on. Let's do a quick search. This is the thing. It's a community driven site, right? So what you'll find is that these are sales that are put up here by people like us. So it's a sale that somebody found, $40 for this core controller. They posted it on here. Other people thumbs it up, right? So they found it on Amazon for $40. This is a U.S. price, probably because I'm searching for it from a U.S. based locale. You know what I mean? But if you're looking at this in like Canada or something like that, it might be a bit different. I'm not sure. But I can say that it's been a very useful site for me. I haven't ever tried to access it outside of the U.S. though. So This is, I mean, the site itself is based out of Las Vegas, but that doesn't really say anything for us. You might just have to get on there and see. I mean, it's not just a website. They have an app for mobile devices, everything. So um, I'm guessing you can set this up to run off of your locale and give you deals close to where you're located, things like that as well. Let me see. I think a lot of it's probably going to be is like a lot of it are online retailers and stuff. Amazon, Microsoft, Best Buy, GameStop, Newegg, Walmart, Xbox.com, Target, things like that, and I think what a lot of it is probably going to have to do with is, do they ship to where you live? You know what I mean? I think that's probably what a lot of it will be. But check it out. I think that's the big thing I'm trying to get across. Um, it's a good site for at least finding some deals if they do ship to your locale, or if they do have those retailers in your area. Then it can be very useful for finding deals on whatever you're in the market for, especially at this time of the year. I haven't, I guess, needed to no Target. Well, again, that doesn't mean that Target won't ship up there, though. You know what I mean? So that's what I think you would probably need to look at. You know what I'm saying? Would it maybe cost a little bit more for shipping? Yeah, but it still might be better than the deal that you would find somewhere up there. Okay. I'm just saying in general. That's not the only retailer on that side either. So another thing to consider is that there are things like that. There's also the fact that there are a lot of retailers that will do price matching stuff. So if you have a retailer in your area that is not one of the retailers that you find on Slick Deals or whatever, then the retailer that you do have in your area, you can always ask if they'll price match. You know what I mean? And if you show them a major retailer that's known worldwide, like, Amazon or something like that, then there's the possibility that they might price match. So while it might not be quite as pertinent of a site for some individuals, depending on where you live in the world, it can still come in handy just to get an idea of what kind of sales are going on where. And you might be able to use it to your advantage in certain situations like that. I don't know. It's just, for me, I mean, everything's kind of respective to where you live in the world. Things like, I've found it very handy, so that's why I promote it. I'm not sponsored or anything. It's just something I've found handy, so I'm just trying to help people the best I can. That's it. I don't know. I can't. I mean, as far as me knowing exactly how well anybody would be able to use it in other parts of the world, I can't tell you that because I can't access it from other parts of the world. What's up, brother? Happy Friday, my dude. Is it chilly, bro? Is it cold? Yo, where are my mods at? Somebody ban that guy? We got a troll in here. Troll alert. Somebody ban this dude. Troll alert. Let's switch over. Hold on. 30, wind chill 20. I don't even know what I'm dealing with, dude. Uh, 21 Fahrenheit feels like 9. Yeah, I was talking about Wick, Mamselle, yeah. Oh, dude. 19 with snow there, right on, yeah. The winterish I know it's not winter yet. We've only got about a month left before winter is official though. Usually winter becomes official right around the like third week of December. The beginning of the third week of December. Yeah. That's right around it's right around whenever winter becomes official in most parts of the world. So at least I know it is here. You got flurries. Oh, you're gonna warm up a little next week? Yeah, we've already had a little bit of snow on the ground here over the past couple of days. Mid 40s. That'll be nice for you, man. Hopefully better for business too, dude. Yeah, we already talked about this. The Evil Dead video game is free right now on Epic, along with Deity. And next week is Rogue Squadrons. You know, so I might even try Evil Dead this weekend just see what's up. If anybody else, cold weather's killing you, yo, just don't go outside, dude. It's easy. I got the strap, brother. Just don't go outside. Killing business. Yeah, that sucks, dude. I'm sorry. Like I said, uh, hopefully next week with the weather warming up a little bit, man, it'll help things. Yeah, it was kind of a bad, some just bad timing, I think. Don't go outside is what people are doing. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I think hopefully next week. I mean, it was kind of just a bad timing kind of thing for all the weather. Yeah, to like hit really bad at the same time that you open the stores back up. Right? It just kind of that sucks really bad. Hopefully the weather next week though will help things out for you though, man. I hope so. The Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion trailer reveals some new changes. We'll take a look at that. Goat Simulator 3 review, not the greatest of all time. Okay. Uh, Nintendo eShop Black Friday sale. Look, dude, there's sales everywhere. I'll pull that up real quick. That way people can get a look. Honestly, look, one of the reasons I tend to focus more on like pulling up Nintendo sales right now than anything else is because Nintendo is one of those platforms where a lot of their games don't go on sale as often as like Xbox or PlayStation games do, right? Had control of the time. Yeah, I know, dude. I know. So I mean, we've talked about this a lot, but Nintendo, you'll see games like Mario Kart 8, right? Mario Kart, dude, that game didn't even release on Switch initially. It released on Wii U. That game still sells for full price constantly. And games like that, a lot of Mario games, Breath of the Wild stuff, those games just still constantly, hardly ever go on sale. They sell for full price all the time. But right now, man, from now, like through the end of Thanksgiving, you'll start seeing, especially, through the end of November. Sorry, from now through the end of November, for the U.S.'s Thanksgiving and what is considered Black Friday, you'll the day after Thanksgiving, you'll see where Nintendo, you'll start being able to find a lot of sales on those Nintendo games that don't usually go on sale quite often. And so keep your eyes peeled, and I'll pull that up, see if we can find some stuff for some people, okay? Yeah, another Dead Island 2 delay. What did they even say about the actual date? Did they come out with any kind of window for that to release now? Another delay. This game has gotten delayed a lot now. We read a review yesterday about the new Pokemon games. Continue worrying trend. We'll take a quick peek at this. Look, man. I think they're incorporating some cool things in the Pokemon games right now, but I think this is what I think. I think if the Pokemon games were on a different piece of hardware, like the PlayStation or Xbox or PC, I think they'd be huge. I think these games would be amazing, but I think they're severely held back by what developers can do with these games, even though they want to make these big, massive open worlds with a lot of different things. I think they are held back by hardware. To an extent. I don't think it's totally hardware issues, but I think a lot of it is. I think there's a lot going on here with developers on the Switch being constrained by the extent of what the Switch can do. It's old. And I think it's really starting to show. We'll take another look, though. We looked at a review yesterday, which was like, it's good, but it's got issues with the new Pokemon games. We'll see what this says, too. Perfect Dark Developer says the Xbox game is coming along extremely well. Cool. That's good news. I'm not going to dive into it any further. I don't think there's anything else we need to look for in that article. That's cool. That's good news, man. Awesome. Yo, I've been watching this show. Oh, there's a new episode out today too. Have you guys seen The Peripheral at all? On it's on Amazon Prime. Is it? Is it beginning to look a lot like Christmas, dude? Everywhere you go. I actually like this show a lot. This show is really good. I like her as an actress too. Once more. I have a soft spot for her anyway. She's in one of my favorite movies of all time, which is Let Me In. We can stick with that. I don't think there's probably anything else we need to dive into. Oh, hey, look, Valve finally removed that stolen Unreal Engine 5 Superman demo. So we read about this a couple days ago. This individual, Tyson Butler Boschma, he created this like demo of a Superman, what a Superman game could look like, play like. It was just a demo. It didn't literally have any kind of, like, trademarks for Superman and everything were taken out of it. But you could tell what it was. But it was made in the Unreal Engine 5. It was free. It was just for people to, like, get a taste of, and for him to show off, like, what he had done in Unreal Engine 5 to show what a Superman game could look like nowadays. This company took the game, started promoting it as a full title, started bashing Tyson Butler Boschman, the guy that created the demo. So they took the demo, they started promoting it as a full game, released it on Steam, saying that it was theirs, and were selling it. And we're talking for like over 2 weeks before Valve has finally taken it down. And they were like bashing this guy that actually created it and everything. And this was a whole wild thing. But apparently Valve has finally removed it. Thank God. Actually insane. Hasbro is killing Magic the Gathering. I would like to get some Magic the Gathering players' opinions on that. Looks like Civilization 6 has some DLC packs that are going to be free, with some major expansions that are going to be 50% off as well. So look out for that. Yeah, okay. Let's get into these. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion reveals trailer highlighting new changes. While it seems like most of 2022's big video games have released, Square Enix still has one more big game coming next month. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion is an enhanced version of a game that debuted on PSP back in 2007. However, Square Enix is calling it more than a remaster in a new trailer released today. The video highlights many of the changes players can expect to see, including improved graphics, new music arrangements, full voice acting, and more. For anyone on the fence about picking up the game in December, it does build a strong case. The new more than a remaster video can be found in the tweet embedded below. Let's watch this.
Brace yourself.
Okay. A prequel to Final Fantasy VII, Crisis Core features appearances by characters like Cloud, Sephiroth, and Aerith. Rather than putting players in any of these roles, however, Zack Fair is the game's protagonist. Zack played a minor role in Final Fantasy VII, only appearing in flashbacks. Crisis Core puts the character in the spotlight, revealing his backstory with Cloud and Sephiroth, and his story with the iconic Buster Sword. Zack is a fellow member of Soldier, and the game opened 7 years before the events of Final Fantasy VII. Given the number of platforms Crisis Core's Final Fantasy VII Reunion is coming to, the game should have a much better opportunity at finding an audience this time around. The original game sold well on PSP and has established a passionate following over the years, but it's never quite reached the popularity of other Final Fantasy games. Clearly, Square Enix is hoping to change that. The game will release on December 13th on Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and PC. All right. Goat Simulator 3 review. Not the greatest of all time. The trailer's amazing. The second game in the Goat Simulator series adds 4-player co-op and a ton of video game references, but is the original joke still funny? When you look back at the trends of 2022, one of the clearest is the sudden obsession with technical performance. This has, of course, been an issue since the birth of video games, but for decades now, gamers have been putting up with everything from half-broken PAL ports, yup, to sub-30 FPS frame rates, screen tearing, and all manner of other compromises that have been part and parcel of the video game experience. The new generation of consoles has shown no significant improvement in visual quality, especially given how few exclusive games there are, and so the focus has shifted to how well they run games. Gotham Knights became the catalyst that sparked a sudden aversion to any game that doesn't run perfectly, no matter whether it's detrimental to the overall experience or not. Okay, to be fair, it is 2022. And a game releasing that can only run at 30 FPS is kind of backwards. Let's just be very clear here. That is not, evolution of gaming. That is like history of gaming. You know what I mean? Um, so everyone wants every game to run as best as possible, but current internet arguments seem largely uninterested in the games themselves, only increasingly clinical arguments about their technical prowess. It is against this backdrop that Goat Simulator 3 appears, a thoroughly broken game that promotes its clumsy ineptitude as its main selling point. In case you were wondering, there was no Goat Simulator 2. That's just a joke. And if you don't find that funny, then that's probably a good indication of how you'll feel about the rest of the game. Not that verbal comedy is the primary appeal, but rather a knowingly absurd physics engine that obeys no laws but its own. The only reason this is about goats is that goats are funny looking, and the goat meme, there is no deeper meaning to Goat Simulator 3. It's just fun to watch things explode and discover all the weird interactive objects dotted about the game world. The original was often accused of being YouTube fodder. The original was often accused of being YouTube fodder in the sense that it seemed to have been designed solely so that influencers could laugh and point at it. And it's hard to argue that's not true, even if there's a bit more to it than that. The physics are inconsistent and unrealistic, but that's the point. Because if they were the opposite, they wouldn't be anywhere near as funny. Blowing up petrol stations as a superpowered goat is fun the first time, but it only works again if you face the random danger of being launched into space or having nearby cars bounce around like billiard balls in reaction to the explosion. If you wanted to be generous, you would call Goat Simulator a deconstruction of the open world action game. Sorry, guys. Apologies. The physics are inconsistent and unrealistic, but that's the point. Because if they were the opposite, they wouldn't be anywhere near as funny. Blowing up petrol stations as a superpowered goat is fun the first time, but it only works again if you face the random danger of being launched into space or having nearby cars bounce around like billiard balls in reaction to the explosion. If you wanted to be generous, you would call Goat Simulator a deconstruction of the open world action game. In the original, you could go anywhere and destroy almost anything. There was no purpose or structure to any of it. The biggest change to the sequel is that there are now traditional mission objectives and progression. Rather than being modern equivalent of Gary's Mod, the sequel has, at least partially, morphed into a sort of platform-style collectathon. Instead of just finding your fun where you can, there are now specific side quests and hidden collectibles, all leading up to a final boss encounter. Invariably, though, almost every mission involves either destroying something or bringing it to a specific location. This is achieved by headbutting things and using your tongue to stick chameleon-like to objects, respectively. Although you can also triple jump and perform all manner of unlikely mid-air acrobatics. Yeah, you can also drive too, which seems just as physically impossible. The quests do contain actual jokes, some of which are genuinely funny, but the problem is that while Goat Simulator 3 attempts to poke fun at open world games in general, it falls into the same trap as almost all video game parodies by still doing exactly the same things as the games it's mocking. Pointing out the cliches and absurdities as you repeat them does not make something a parody, just hypocritical. Parodies of specific games from Doom to Counter-Strike fare better because the way they're integrated into the game. Like the cart ride from Skyrim can be surprisingly clever and reverential. As you'd expect, developer Coffee Stain never knew when to stop, but there are plenty of other gags that don't involve memberberry references. They're often the best bits, including a weird astro-filled platform level and several digs at IKEA. One of the biggest new features of the sequel is that you can now play along with 3 friends, which makes it probably the only multiplayer game you should play drunk. But even with that new option, we're still not convinced this is a better game. This is more like a real game, but that's precisely why it's worse. Given the unmetered freedom of the original was its best feature. The focus in the sequel moves from trying to find your own fun to putting up with the next inane mission objective that, despite all the window dressing, is exactly the same as the last one. Still play the sequel the same way as the original if you want, but it feels like you're constantly fighting against the game to do so. In short, being closer to a traditional video game does more harm than good, and a game that is all too proficient at making anarchic mayhem seem boring. Pros, the ludicrous physics and non-sequitur jokes are still funny, and some of the video game parodies are quite clever. 4-player co-op is always welcome. Cons, the joke literally and figuratively gets old far too quickly, and at its core, the mission design is all very similar. Constant pop culture references quickly become obnoxious. Score 5 out of 10. Again, understand this is just one person's respective experience of this title, right? So you might feel differently about this. I don't think that understand what you're getting into in this game, right? This is meant to be just I don't think that Goat Simulator is meant to be a super deep game. Gout. Oh, it's only on Epic right now, isn't it? Crappers, dude. Yeah, it's only on Epic. They don't have the same review process either. So, what I'll say is, I would not go into this game expecting a deep game in the first place. I would expect it to be absurd. So, being a goat and driving a car, I'm not going to be put off by that. Okay. Is it probably going to be fairly repetitive? Yeah. It's probably going to be a game where it's just mayhem. You're just going to be doing wild, crazy stuff the whole time. It's just, the focus of this is the fact that you're a goat causing mayhem, right? Let's just be very honest. But there are going to be a lot of people that play this because that's going to be really funny to them. So, I don't know. Take it for what you will. They gave it a 5 out of 10. If you play it, let me know what you think. I'm not planning on diving into it right now. Doesn't mean we won't play it in the future. But if you end up playing it, let me know. The Nintendo eShop Black Friday sale includes savings of up to 75% in Europe. So I guess this is one thing I will say about the Slick Deals site is I'm pretty sure they do get sales posted about sales that people will find on specific sites like this, like Sony or PlayStation or Xbox or what have you, right? So those kinds of sales will get posted, and while they will be different for different regions, quite often they will be the same in across the world as well. So the site we were talking about earlier, Slick Deals, if you find a sale on a specific platform like Nintendo, there is probably a fairly good chance that sale will be happening in your region as well. If, so just take that for what it is. Nintendo of Europe has launched its eShop Black Friday sale. The platform holder says the promotion includes savings of up to 75% on over 1,000 games. These include first-party titles like Super Mario Odyssey, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, and Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. You can see some of these sales right here. Featured discounts. Metroid Dread at just over £33. FIFA 23. Legacy Edition at just over £20. Super Mario Odyssey at £33. Persona 5 Royal, $39. Skyrim, $25. No Man's Sky, $32. Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy, $33. Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, $33. Doom Eternal at $11. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy at $18. And Triangle Strategy at $33. Okay? There's going to be a lot more. While it hasn't launched its eShop sale yet, Nintendo of America recently announced its first wave of Black Friday sales deals, including a Mario Kart hardware bundle and several software promotions. Cool. If you need the link, it's in chat. Dead Island 2 rolls out another delay, but the community support remains unshaken for the release. We won't be disappointed. New video game launches are always the talk of the town. As soon as a reveal arrives in the community, they get hooked on the idea of playing it. However, due to some reason, some game releases come under the shadow of delays. Likewise, Dead Island 2 seems to be facing a 12 short weeks delay. That's 3 months. The fans root for the game nonetheless. Dead Island 2 is an upcoming action role-playing game backed by Dam Buster Studios and published by Deep Silver. The game has profusely left the fans enticed, carrying the genre of horror and dark humor. The game chiefly deals with an adventure through zombie action. However, fans might have till April 2023 to lay their hands on the game. Give a brief, Dead Island 2 had faced a delay earlier as well. The game was supposed to release in February of 2023. However, a recent official notification might take the date a little bit ahead. Now the new release date is looking like it'll be April 28th. Yeah, per their quote, we're going to take the time we need to make sure we can launch a game we are proud to launch. For those of you who have been waiting for years, thank you for hanging in there with us. Surely the developers are trying their best to give life to a generation-defining game. Moreover, to reciprocate the gesture, fans pass on their unchanged anticipation and love for the game. Understandably, delays could take criticism from the gaming community. However, this surely doesn't seem to be the case for Dead Island 2. Notably, the news was well received by the video gaming community. Yeah. Above all, the community seems to be hyped for the upcoming gameplay showcase. Therefore, one has to wait to see the new world enclosed in the upcoming video game Dead Island 2. Moreover, one can play the game on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One. Stadia is dying, and PC via Epic Game Store whenever it releases. Okay, I think this is the big thing. Are delays accepted by most of us as gamers? Absolutely. We talk about this a lot. Delays are fine. We want a game to feel good whenever it's released, right? But multiple delays on titles seem to indicate something's wrong. Whether it be usually quite often, not just with the game, but with the developer themselves. There's something internally going on that is not good. Whenever there are numerous delays, the team working on that game, something's amiss. And it makes most people very, very sketched out about that title on its release. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet reviews continue worrying trend. Reviews for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are decidedly mixed, with games receiving the second lowest Metacritic aggregate score of any Pokemon game released in the last decade. Metacritic score of 78, which isn't necessarily bad, right? But they're talking about among Pokemon games, yeah? Pretty low for a Pokemon game, actually. On last year's Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, games have a lower aggregate score. Additionally, this is the lowest Game Freak produced Pokemon game made in a decade. It continues a general downward trend for the Pokemon franchise in terms of review scores, with 4 or 5 of the 5 main series Pokemon games produced for the Switch receiving a Metacritic score of 80 or lower. Only Pokemon Legends Arceus had a Metacritic score above an 80 with an 83. Pokemon X and Y and Sun and Moon received 87s. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire and Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon got 83s and 84s. Yeah, comicbook.com's review, which I think this is where we read the review yesterday, was on their site. The review praised the storyline and Pokemon designs, but criticized the game's technical performance. It is the most ambitious and forward-thinking Pokemon game yet, but suffers from some frustrating graphics and technical features. Again, I mean, I can't help but wonder, how much of this is because these developers are really, really wanting to evolve the Pokemon games, and they're having such a hard time getting this done because of the Switch hardware. Because the Switch hardware is old now, guys. I'm not trying to give them a pass. Don't get me wrong. Here's the ultimate thing. Here is this: a developer should be designing a game to perform optimally on whatever hardware it is being released on. That is the case. So let's not kid ourselves here. I'm not giving them an out, as it were. This game should feel good because they know it's being released on the Switch. They know the capabilities of that hardware, and ultimately, it doesn't seem like it looks very good, and it is having some technical issues. So, with that said, I also am wondering, how much of this is caused by the fact that these developers are wanting to reach for new heights for these games. And the age of the hardware is really, really, really hindering progress. I'm not saying it is, but I'm wondering. I'm intrigued as to how much that could be contributing possibly to these issues. I know, I can tell you this for a fact. Just on the graphics side of things, right? On the graphical side of things, the way the games look, it's not just Pokemon. It's like every game I see come out for the Switch now, every new game I see a trailer for, it looks dated. It doesn't look good. It looks old. So I'm not surprised that Pokemon looks this way. I'm not at all. So I don't know. I don't think this is just a Pokemon issue. I think this is an issue for a lot of developers on the Switch that their games can't look good. And I do think that is a big issue with their hardware. Sonic Frontiers is being review bombed by angry fans. Sonic Frontiers has been available for a little more than a week now, and reception for the game has been all over the map. A lot of Sonic fans are loving the game. Yeah. Um, oh, dude, this sucks. Okay, look. This is what's okay. I don't even know who this person is, other than just have heard their name around a little bit. There's a YouTuber that goes by the name Video Game Donkey, that apparently has not been impressed with Sonic Frontiers, right? And has shared his thoughts in a video. Apparently, this individual is pretty popular, and what this has resulted in, possibly, is the game being review bombed on Metacritic. Yes. As negative user reviews are coming from posters that are using variations of Donkey's name. While some think these are coming from Donkey's actual fans, many of the reviews seem to be from Sonic fans mocking viewers that can't come to their own conclusion. See, this is my thing. I try to make sure that everybody understands. I'm always, whenever I play a game, whenever I finish a game, I'm always going to give my, ultimately, the best review that I can for the game, listing both pros and cons. Not everybody's going to agree with that. And I'm not looking to try to sway people. But what I am trying to do is to try to give other people the best possible outlook they can on what they will potentially experience themselves whenever they play the game. That is what I am looking to do. Does that mean that they will experience that same exact thing? Absolutely not. But quite possibly. That's why I think reviews are a great thing, but I also think that reviews should quite often be taken with a little bit of a grain of salt, because everything that we do, we all have different personalities and we all have different preferences. And so it just because I have a particular view and experience of something doesn't mean that somebody else is going to have the same exact experience and viewpoint of their experience with that game or product or whatever, right? And this is one of those issues where I feel like there are people that gain popularity, people that gain clout, and they end up getting these followings, right? These followings where there are an amount of people that follow that can't think for themselves or don't want to think for themselves. And instead, they just ingest everything that these individuals say, and it's not necessarily the individual themselves, like it's not necessarily Video Game Donkey, because I seriously doubt that this individual went, "Hey, this game sucks. All of you should go out and review bomb this game," right? I doubt that's what happened. I seriously doubt it. But what does happen is there are these followers that, for one reason or another, they have a percentage, a chunk of people, of their fan base, that take it upon themselves to think that that's what they need to do. Instead of being people that think for themselves and go, I appreciate that feedback and that review of that game from this individual that I respect and am a fan of, and then going and playing the game themselves before they do anything like this. They just ingest everything that is fed to them as absolute information, and then think it's their responsibility to go regurgitate it and push it back out onto everybody else. It's a weird situation, and it feels bad because the game probably doesn't deserve that, right? I'm not saying the game is. I never expected Sonic Frontiers to necessarily blow people out of the water. Let's be honest. Donkey shared a handful of these reviews on Twitter, and they can be found in the tweet embedded below. Sonic fans are review bombing their own favorite game to make my fans look bad. They really thought they were slick calling their account Donkey Lover 2005. Okay. It's important to note that we don't know exactly who is leaving these reviews, but Donkey is under the impression these are coming from Sonic Frontier fans. If that is the case, it's certainly short-sighted, as low user scores might dissuade other players from purchasing the title. Review bomb campaigns are always irritating because they go against the purpose of Metacritic. Yes, often these types of campaigns happen because fans have an axe to grind with a game's developer or publisher. This could be a rare instance where fans use them to voice their frustrations against a single reviewer. Sonic Frontiers is the latest major game in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. The game features a number of major changes to the classic formula, including open zone gameplay and combat inspired by the Sonic movies. While the game is very ambitious, clearly not everyone is thrilled with the execution. Sega does see the game as a global playtest, however, so the future game should build on this new foundation while improving on its flaws. Yeah, it's available now on Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4 and 5, and PC. Comicbook.com is currently in the process of developing an official review for the game. If anybody else in the community has played and can let me know how you feel about the game right now, I would appreciate it. I'm sure we'll see the review come up soon, and we'll talk about it. We'll read about it and talk about it. Ubisoft makes one of its best games 100% free. One of the best Ubisoft games of all time was 100% free, no strings attached. Ubisoft has been around since 1986, and over these many years, it's shipped many great games and series like Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, Assassin's Creed, Assassin's Creed, Assassin's Creed, Splinter Cell, Assassin's Creed, Ghost Recon, Assassin's Creed, Rayman, Prince of Persia, and Assassin's Creed. Many of its best games, though, or at least its highest rated games, shipped between 2000 and 2010, one of the great decades of gaming. Sorry. For example, the first ever Splinter Cell shipped during this window in 2002. 20 years later, Ubisoft has made it free for everyone to celebrate its anniversary. Made by Ubisoft Montreal when Ubisoft was still known as Ubisoft. The game was an Xbox exclusive when it was released, and upon release, it garnered 92 on Metacritic. It's since come to many other platforms, including PC, which is the version that's been made free via the Ubisoft Store. The offer, which is available until November 30th, saves you $10 as the game is normally $9.99. In 2022, Wikipedia notes it's one of the best games ever made. And it's more relevant than it has been in many years because of the Splinter Cell remake reboot currently in development at Ubisoft. Look, somebody put that in Wikipedia. One of the best games ever made. It's regarded, highly regarded game, no doubt about it. People will debate that, but it's free, so you absolutely should check it out. Uh, is this the you know what? This might be the game that was originally needed to kind of jailbreak your original Xbox. I think it might be. You needed there was two different discs that could be used. They whenever people first found out how to jailbreak the original Xboxes, um, there were these chips you could buy and plug in to the internals of your Xbox. But to initiate the jailbreak process, you needed to have Splinter Cell. Let me see this. I'm gonna look this up. I think this is what it was. Yeah, yeah, it was for to soft mod your Xbox, dude. Dude, that's insane. Yeah. So, whenever it first came down, Splinter Cell was I remember cover which Splinter Cell is compatible in your country to soft mod your original Xbox. The long title is Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, stealth whatever. But yeah, man, that was it. I remember. Crazy, dude. That's nuts. But yeah, sorry, man. I'm such a nerd. But I remember that going down way back in the day. That's funny stuff. So yeah, go get your free copy of Splinter Cell. Wait, what? Why are you leaving? What? What is that, dude? What's up, Pinky? So go get Splinter Cell. It's faux free. New Xbox Game Pass games include fourth highest rated game this year. Norco, which boasts an 89 on Metacritic, making it the joint highest rated new 2022 release with Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and I Was a Teenage Exorcist. The only new 2022 games ahead of it are Elden Ring, Ragnarok, and Rogue Legacy 2. Um, Norco, Dune Spice Wars, Lapin, and Ghost Lore. All right, these are the titles coming to Game Pass. All right, I'll let you guys. I'll put this in chat. You guys take a look. Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader reveals first look at gameplay at the PC Gaming Show. We saw this. We watched the PC Gaming Show showcase yesterday live. And again, Owlcat is the developer, right? Let me verify this. But if I remember correctly, Owlcat is also Pathfinder, yeah? Yeah, Owlcat. So here's the deal. I'm actually excited for this game. I think it's going to be cool. Rogue Trader seems really neat. The only thing that I'm kind of worried about is everything. I haven't played Pathfinder, but everything, or either of the Pathfinder games, but everything I know about the Pathfinder games is that there's very few people I've talked to that kind of stand in the middle of, you know, it was all right. Most people for Pathfinder, they either love it or they hate it. That is kind of the impression that I've got from most people. And with Alcat kind of taking Warhammer Rogue Trader in the same kind of space as what Pathfinder looks like, I'm wondering how similar Rogue Trader will be to the Pathfinder games. And will it result in gamers having that same kind of feeling about this? Whether, they just don't like the way the game plays or they love it. And not a whole lot of middle ground, but we'll see. This was the trailer we watched yesterday. We'll just watch it again real quick.
The Coronis expanse. The
That's pretty funny, Pinky.
Perilous frontier, a foul haven for the enemies of mankind. It is the hunting ground of the rogue traders, unique and powerful servants of the Imperium. Here they seek out new worlds and servants. Here they discover heresy and deceit. Ancient machines. Murderous Xenos. Warp-spawned horrors. Fanatical zealots.
It looks good.
These dark reaches, the Emperor's light.
And I'm very intrigued.
It is the rogue trader's duty to navigate through this dangerous unknown. For they have the power to feed the Emperor's flame, or to plunge millions of worlds into darkness.
That's what I saw that this morning as I was getting the stream going, and I was like, dude, that was like an hour and a half early. Even a little bit more than that. I was like, dude, what is going on? So there you go. Yeah. I liked it though. A new trailer for the upcoming RPG Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader made an appearance during yesterday's PC gaming show, showcasing the unique and powerful servants of the Imperium, right? Who seek out new worlds and new servants, stamp out heresy, and bring the Emperor's light to the darkest reaches of space. Reject, what's up, dude? This is Raphael Ambrosius Casteau. All right, that's who this is. Look, a.k.a. Harry Dubois. All right. It's not quite as thick as Harry right now, but in tribute to the character of Disco Elysium, I decided to do a little bit of the facial hair for old Harry here. All right, I probably should have gone a little bit wider. My mustache doesn't go wide like that, though. My mustache doesn't go wide. It'd probably look weird. That's why I did it, okay? In tribute to old Harry Dubois, or Raphael Ambrosius Casteau. Yeah, this is the character that we play as in Disco Elysium, so I just figured I'd play around with facial hair a little bit and have some fun. Because we'll be finishing this up today or tomorrow. Yeah, dude. So that's what we're doing. Yeah, that's what we're doing. My facial hair is not real long right now either, but I was getting ready to shave because I'd actually gone about a week and a half without shaving, and I was like, man, I need to shave. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have some fun, and we'll do a bit of a tribute here to Harry Dubois. Yeah, it's snowing, Pinky. It's pretty cold here today, dude. Yeah. We got a little bit of snow a couple days ago, but not a whole lot. Enough to stick on the ground a little bit, but not a whole lot. Yeah, what's up, Reject? How you doing, buddy? Happy Friday, man. Happy Friday, guys. Happy Friday, everybody. So yeah, Rogue Trader is being developed by Owlcat Games, studio behind the isometric fantasy RPG Kingmaker, and yep, like I said, the Pathfinder games, right? And that heritage shows. The gameplay in the video appears more action-oriented than in those two previous games. But Warhammer 40,000 is literally the franchise that coined the phrase, there is only war. So that's probably to be expected, yeah. 9 degrees, Reject? Woo! Yeah, it was like, what, about 20 degrees this morning? But our wind chill made it feel like about that this morning, man. Yeah, our wind chill made it feel like about 9. So, yeah. Still, like those games, Rogue Trader is putting a focus on NPC companions. Nobody new turns up in this video, but we're previously been introduced to Abelard the Seneschal, Adira Tlas, the Unsanctioned Psyker, Kasia Orcelian, the Navigator, and Pascal Hanuman, Magos Explorator, and Cyborg Tech Priest of the Adeptus Mechanicus, which may be the most concentrated Warhammer character class I've ever seen. Choices will clearly have consequences too. I'm not just talking about who you want to romance or whether to be nice or nasty to an NPC. It is the Rogue Trader's duty to navigate through this dangerous unknown, for they have the power to feed the Emperor's flame or to plunge millions of worlds into darkness. No pressure. Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader is coming to Steam, GOG, and the Epic Game Store, and you can pre-order it now through the official website at roguetrader.owlcat.games. Yeah, it definitely looks like it might have a bit more of an action-oriented, more like maybe... I don't know. Well, we'll just have to see. But I am hopeful about this game because it looks really cool. And the everything I've heard about what they're trying to do with it sounds very neat. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful here. You know what? This is what I'll say, Reject. I've lived a lot of different places. And, you know, I'm not overly excited about really, really cold weather. But, dude, I would much rather live in a place that has, like, 4 seasons and I have to deal with some, like, cold weather during the winter than live where I lived previously, dude. Where it was just, like, 8 months of stupid hot, stupid humid crap, dude. I hated it there. So, I know everybody feels different about that kind of stuff, but man, I absolutely despised it. It was like 90 to 110 degrees, 8.5 months out of the year. And it was just, and I'm talking by the time I'd be walking out of my house at 6 in the morning, you'd already be sweating just walking to the car or whatever. It was stupid. And the amount of humidity, it was just always like 90 to 100% humidity too. So that didn't help anything. A dry heat's okay. Dry heat's cool. I'm fine with that. But dude, that place sucked. And in relation to that, I'll take the winners, dude. I'll take the winners. Last article I have for the news segment. Then we'll hop into our Day 12 Disco Elysium. All right. If you guys have anything else to add to the news segment, let me know and I'll address it before we move on. All right. Yuji Naka has reportedly been arrested as part of the Square Enix insider trading investigation. 2 former Square Enix employees have already been arrested. Former Sonic team head and Sonic the Hedgehog programmer Yuji Naka has reportedly been arrested in relation to the ongoing Square Enix insider trading investigation. Japanese news site FNN Prime Online reports that Naka is now the latest suspect in a case regarding insider trading surrounding a new Dragon Quest game. On Thursday, 2 former Square Enix employees were arrested in Tokyo as part of a suspected insider trading scheme. Taisuke Sasaki and Fumiaki Suzuki were arrested for acquiring stock in Japanese developer Amy shortly before it was announced that it was working on a new Dragon Quest game. The two reportedly purchased around 47 million yen, or $336,000 worth of stock in Amy just before it was publicly confirmed that it was developing mobile title Dragon Quest Tactic. Now, according to FNN, the Tokyo District Public Prosecutor's Office Special Investigation Department has also arrested Naka for a similar potential infringement. It's alleged that before Dragon Quest Tactic was announced, Naka, who was working on Balan Wonderworld for Square Enix at the time, purchased approximately 10,000 shares of Aiming stock for around 2.8 million yen or $20,000. By purchasing the stock before the announcement, the belief is that all 3 suspects may have knowingly used insider information in order to later sell the stock again when its value increased. Following the arrest of the original 2 suspects, Square Enix made in a statement confirming that the pair were former employees and stating that it was working with authorities on the investigation. Today, some media outlets have reported that the former employees of Square were under investigation for suspected insider trading. Quote, "We have been fully cooperating with requests from the Securities and Exchange Surveillance Commission as the investigation by the Tokyo District Public Prosecutor's Office is underway. We will continue to fully cooperate with the investigation. We deeply regret the great concern this has caused to all concerned. We have dealt with this incident strictly, including internal disciplinary actions taken against the suspected employees." Square is Naka's former employee, where he helmed critical failure Balan Wonderland before his departure from the company last year. However, development on Balan went so poorly that Naka would later sue Square, claiming he was removed from the project 6 months before release. Naka first spoke out against Balan Wonderland's development in April in an explosive series of tweets. Game creators are supposed to improve their games until the very end, and I believe that it is wrong to prevent them from carrying out this goal. Naka wrote in an April translated by VGC. "I asked my lawyer to negotiate with our business partners to at least allow me to address issues on Balan Wonderworld's development until the very end, but they ignored my request, so I ultimately decided to file a lawsuit in court. It is because of this that Balan Wonderworld received all the criticisms and comments you all know well," he claimed. "It is quite unfortunate that a project I had spearheaded from the beginning would turn out this way. Personally, I believe that it is a true disgrace that Balan Wonderworld, yo, Gabs, what's up, was released in the state that it was in. I wanted to show the world an action game in its proper light. Therefore, I believe that Square and Arzest are companies that care about neither games nor their fans." Well, that's not good. I mean, I agree. Square has seemed like a company that has been away from. Look, Square is had a lot of things that have made me feel like they don't care all that much about quality. Haven't for a while. Happy Friday, my friend. Yes, yes, yes. But just about money as well. So, but this is concerning, right? It looks like there's a lot of insider trading stuff going on. People are starting to get arrested for it from current and former Square employees, with Naka included. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure we'll see some more news about that. That's what I've got, guys. That's what I've got. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to the gameplay of Day 12, Disco Elysium. Cool. And we might finish it today. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. So we'll talk about what comes next. I might play Evil Dead this weekend. More Vermintide 2 maybe, but might try Evil Dead. It's free on Epic right now. Came just for the best part. Let's go. So, I don't know. You guys rock. Appreciate you very much. Happy Friday. Thanks very much for being a part of helping to create such an amazing community and for being a part of the news segment. Cool? The break. Yeah. Absolutely. So, if anybody's viewing this as a VOD on either YouTube or Twitch later on, and you are enjoying the content, see what you can do about coming and hanging out with myself and the rest of these amazing individuals that are part of this community. When we go live at 6 a.m. CST every single day, we start all of our streams off with video gaming news before we jump into whatever gameplay we have slated for the rest of the day. Okay? Other than that, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind, and we'll catch everybody tomorrow for November 19th edition of Video Gaming News. And I don't know. It might. It depends on if we finish Disco Elysium today. If we finish Disco Elysium today, it'll be some kind of community game stuff, probably. Maybe Evil Dead, maybe Vermintide, maybe Garfield Kart. Who knows? Who knows? But if we don't finish Disco today, then we'll finish Disco tomorrow and probably still do some community games. Okay.